Okay, hello and welcome. This is Dr. Jerry Cuomo. I'm here with my patient for class 5. These are non-carious abrasion type of lesions, so we're going to take care of these now. Teeth numbers are 6, 10, and 11, respectfully. So first things first, we're going to place retraction cord. We're using a Leica microscope. We're going to be mostly around 5 power today. Okay, cotton roll, please. All right, there we go. Now, before I place, you can close a little bit more. Before I place the retraction cord, I'm going to scrub with chlorhexidine gluconate, which is cavity cleanser. Now you can see these are certainly non-carious, but they can easily lead to problems. This one has a little bit of brown, more brown associated with it. So this is cavity cleanser. It's on an end tuff or a pre-comp syringe with an end spiral tip. And we'll just scrub that thoroughly. Now we're just going to rinse it off. Okay, that's good. All right, dry and place our retraction cord. We'll use just a Hollenbeck first on that. So you can see, Explorer please, and a Hollenbeck. Okay. So we're looking at this region here, all of this, this. Those are the three areas. This looks like some kind of decalcification here. So retraction cord, next one coming. We'll put this one in first. Retraction's important because you're maintaining the integrity of the tissue as you're doing the procedure. So it helps tremendously to have that. I would say if anything, you feel, patients usually feel just a little bit of tenderness at the gum line after the anesthetic wears off, just because we did have to place something that looks like floss below the gum line. There we go. Make sure that's extended all the way up in there. Next piece here. All right. So it's like this cord is braided cord. It's a Siltrax number 7. We felt that 8 would be just a little too thick for most of our cases, so we limit ourselves just to 7. That works out really well. Okay, be careful not to push too hard. You don't want to hurt any of the periodontal fibers that we work so hard to create every day, and to traumatize them would be, well, it's just against our religion. So here we go. We're going to clean the surface off. I'm going to use just a very fine football diamond. I'm going to go in close now. And I'm just going to now start to clean up this spot here. And then in here. And in here. This is all organic dentin. And then the interface that gets cleaned of the dentin enamel junction. Okay, and down in here. We're mixing a blend together today of OA2 and A1. We'll do a 50-50 mix. Let's see how well that comes out. You doing okay? All right. You can observe these over time, but it reaches a point where you start seeing definite measurement horizontally. Like from here to here, you're looking at probably 3 millimeters in length, and then you go in, it's another millimeter, millimeter and a half. So that's quite a amount of tooth volume missing on the canine. The lateral is quite horizontal, but it's very long. So this one gets a thinner fill, this one gets a more of a thicker fill. All right. Now we're also going to use something that I custom made, but it's a matrix band, and it covers over that area, so when we go to cure it, we have something that will hold the material. I may change this while we're getting our materials ready. I'm going to switch over to a little different design now that I can see it with the microscope. We're going to pick a little different design. Here we go. Let's try this. Sometimes you could take a pair of scissors and just contour them. So I'll do that now. We want to do these once, and that's it. We really don't want to ever have to go back in, so do it the right way. With some compression, this looks better. That's got a better size. So there's our cure through matrix band. We'll add compression plus light curing. Walk you through that in a little bit. I'm going to use 34% phosphoric acid. It's a very mild, almost vinegar-like. Add it to the tooth. We'll do them in order. And then we're going to also scrub that with a micro brush. We'll stimulate cleansing in the tubules. If we have any differential in here, perhaps some quag coming from that canine right there, we'll treat that separately. So we may end up just doing 10 right now, and then we're going to do 11 after that's controlled. So here we go. We'll rinse that off. Let's see if it stops. That's a 15-second contact for 15. Lightly drying, changing the cotton roll. Back. Lightly drying. Ready for the adhesive. Okay, so we're going to scrub the dentin for about 10 seconds or so, just to get it to soak into the tubules. This is all by the manufacturer. Class 5s on 10 and 11. That looks really good now. Suction again. Everything looks controlled. We'll light cure that after thinning it. About 20 seconds each. Again, Something as subtle as this, if it starts early, we try to change the amount of paste on the brush to about the size of a pea. Hopefully that helps. There we go. Okay. So we've mixed this together. Now we're going to compress it in position. So this is OA2 and an A1 mix, 50-50. And by the time we compress that and put it in place, we'll probably have a color that's pretty close to what we want. Main thing is functional adaptation and protection. So that looks good. I'll give my dental assistant the curing light. She's just going to put the barrier up first, filter first. I'm going to change my direction a little bit and compress and cure. Now as that material starts to cure, she's just going to go straight on up to it, keep it right there. While she's curing that, I'm going to blow some air just to cool things down a little bit. That's an LED light, that's direct curing. That is making this material strong. And pop that out. You can see now that fades nicely in there, covers the area nicely, looks good. All right. A little transition in color, but the main thing is it's protected. We're going to move to the next one. We'll take a larger piece this time. We're working with extremely low light. And we will definitely need a little bit more, Lauren. Like I said, we're probably about a millimeter deep here, so you're okay. You don't need incremental. I like the compression idea and the air barrier itself too, so you're getting best of both worlds. Okay, so that's well adapted. Now all I have to do now is just go on top of that, can cure it. So she'll put the filter up first. I'm going to come in, change my angle a little bit, change it back, and compress and cure. It's starting to we just yeah, Mike took everything. Okay, light up please. Alright, so there you have it. They're both cured. I'll take an Explorer next. That looks fantastic. And it's nice and uniform. See how that follows the root structure nicely. Alright, so those are done. We'll be polishing them in a little bit. We're going to move over to the right side. Same thing over here. Polishing is next, but we want to finish up the right. So cavity cleanser first. We'll move a cotton roll in there. There we go. All set. And we'll rinse that now. So while she's rinsing, I'm also, there we go, also brushing. Okay, so slight bleeding, not much. We're going to pack cord next. Okay, we're good. Cord next. Again, the key is to get the cord in. Let's do its thing. We need a little longer piece than that, please. This one kind of starts here, kind of goes all the way down. It's a little longer piece. We measure the length of this one, we're well past 4 millimeters, so kind of up here to here. Don't want to add too much. It'll make the tooth look too bulky. You don't want that. So I'll start about right here. Wiggle that in. Okay. All right. Looks like we're good. A nice warm day today in December. I think we're right at, I think today's the 15th, so we're in the 80s. I guess we can all thank God the weather's nice. All right, scoring the surface using a fine football diamond. Very light grip, a lot of movement, low RPM. All right. And all the retraction is with my finger. I'm not using any heavy instruments at all, just everything. Keep it simple. Okay. Now we're going to etch that. Brush. Once you see those carbon dioxide bubbles, you're pretty much in there. Everything looks good. All right, let's rinse that off. Okay. Great. Now light drying here. I'm not desiccating anything, just getting the surface somewhat dry, not desiccating. Preserving the tubules, getting a good bond agent like this one where you can scrub the dentin and add it. Once we do that, We'll lightly dry this again and then cure it. With a microscope, you can do a lot more. You can see a lot more. You can see the actual action that's taken place. And I think you're more efficient. I really do. I feel like my efficiency level and my ergonomics, I feel very comfortable working every day. It makes you a better dentist. You know, you don't have to be flipping back and forth with different loops, you know, different size loops all the time, going back and forth. You don't have to have this heavy thing on your face. And they last a long time. Microscopes probably last your whole career with no maintenance. I still have the first camera. I started in 2000. Still with me, no maintenance. Imagine driving your car with no maintenance. Wipe, wipe. I'll need a little bit more material. Same instrument. So we loaded up this one here. We know we got a lot to cover. Stretch it over the enamel interface down to the gingiva. Now all I have to do is just make sure I'm lined up properly. And get the top and the bottom and cure. All right. There we go. And we'll double check with the Explorer again before we go any further to make sure that that we have enough on there. So here's my Explorer. Oh, I can tell that looks really good. Well done. And that is very dense. Light up, please. That's extremely dense. And so we'll have a nice, easy time polishing that. We'll come right back to this side. We're going to have you turn your head again, Barb. Come right around. You doing okay? All right. Let me know if you need a break. Let me know if you need a break. You're good. Okay. So it's all about polishing next. So we're going to switch gears and move to our polishing setup. We're going to use a flame type of polisher. This is, again, another. I like the fine diamonds. I think the fine diamonds go a long way with a gentle touch, and you can abrade a little bit here and there and then come back and polish with some rubber polishing cups so everything looks good. You know, I want to take care of this one area here, so I'm going to polish. We'll re-etch. I think this right here should be addressed. It kind of caught my eye, so I'm going to clean it out. I know it's not anything aggressive. It's just what it is just a little invagination of the enamel. I'm just going to take care of that for her. We'll get that taken care of. So we'll scrub it, etch it. You know, we won't need to apply anything such as compression or anything. We're just going to do a little add-on right here. Okay, light down, etch. All right, here we go. This is all enamel. We're right at 15 seconds. We'll scrub it a little bit. Really not necessary to scrub on enamel, but if there were any surface debris, it could be easily cleaned off tactily with a small brush. Give that back to you. And we'll start to rinse that off. Okay, then we'll take the air syringe. Okay. All right. Adhesive. Okay. And then we'll dry that lightly. Okay. Light cure that. About 20-second light cure on the light. Okay. So, getting close to the end, if you think you need to take a course or a refresher course, we cover a lot of this technique in our little mini dental school over there at FAU, Florida Atlantic University. We're making big waves, and we'd like to see if you're interested in dentistry. Come check us out. There you go. Okay. There we go. Light curing. Yep, you can email me at gcuomo@fau.edu, and or at the office here at dr@gcuomodds.com. So it's doctor@gcuomodds.com. So those are the two places you can get me. I try to keep pretty busy. Fridays I teach the class. It's a 10-week class, and the first 6 weeks is very intense restorative, so you'll get to learn all these techniques and more. So I want to thank my patient here and my dental assistant for helping me this morning get this all filmed for you guys, so you can have this to look at for many, many, many years. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just doing simple polishing, following the outline, staying away from soft tissue. I'm using a more of a convex polishing instrument, so it follows the natural contours of the tooth. Take away most of the excess here. That's where I'll start. Come right down here. You don't even need to turn it on. You can just separate it by no speed, just by pulling the instrument. There we go. And it's nice and clean. So low RPM, lots and lots of movement. What the matrix does is it really does compress, and it thins out the rim of material, so you don't have too much trimming to do later on. I say the rim, the outer rim of the matrix, which extends to the gingival line, so you'd end up with no overextensions, and you don't have a lip on your restoration. You don't want any lip on your restoration, or you're going to end up with a gum area that's insulted and red. So now I'm going to just take an instrument. I love to use this instrument. One of my favorites. You'll see why, because it'll look like it's somewhat beat up, but it's an instrument I love to use. And what it does is it just pushes the tissue away. It's just an explorer. So you don't nick the tissue. You just pull it away a little bit like that. So it's going to go a little bit beyond just a retraction cord. I come in here and just polish. You can use a scaler, but tendency of using a scaler at this point, you can pop your filling off. You don't want to do that. So less heavy hands, more delicate hands, better polishing. Okay, so I'm developing this mesial site. We're going to use a rubber cup. Then we'll end up polishing with pumice and tin oxide. It's old-fashioned, but it's good fashion. You know, it gives you a really nice polishing surface. You guys can probably use some of the new diamond polishers, but I still like the natural products. It's almost like baking soda. When I'm polishing. So it's about done, coming around. Notice I didn't bother to just pull on that cotton, that cord. I just gradually push it out of the sulcus so I can visualize what I need to polish, right? Because this surface of this root is not completely round. It has a little depression area right here. You see it? Let me show you. See how that's not, this side is concave, this is going to be convex, this side's concave. And that's the natural contour of the root. It's easy to get fooled, and then you leave an overhang there. Well, you need the good magnification to see that. That I didn't notice early. I kind of sensed it, but I didn't notice it early. And so that's good. Good to recognize, see it, and then take care of it. Now, the polishing goes around the corner here to the distal. Now, dental assistant can suction that up. Okay, got it? All right, turn toward me, Barb. Okay, so now we're right at the angle here, the distal angle. Just about done hand polishing with, there's nothing there. It's just smooth as silk. Okay, so that's the basics. We're going to do the same thing on this one. Get my instrument in the right position. There we go. Again, just polishing lightly. A lot of movement. Okay, retract the lower lip, please. Okay. Now I turn the corner. Again, I'm just moving the handpiece. That's all you need to do. It acts as a scaling instrument. It's some ultrasonics that are used have diamond at the tip. Some of them are prep teeth. I've seen some models prep veneers with the ultrasonic. Okay, so I'm going to have you turn your head a little bit more. I'm looking right at the distal. And we'll get that polished. So this is when I can start to take the cord out gently. You can see what comes with the cord, excess material. See that? There we go. Isn't that fun? That's a beautiful filling. Okay. I'm going to polish these two up, show you how I do that, and then that'll be it for us this morning. I'm going to finish the one on the right, but You don't need to see that one. So we'll finish with number 10. This is just some simple pumice. We picked this up. It's in a prefabricated container. It looks like this. I think we get this from Whitmix Corporation. Good corporation. My dental assistant's going to hold on to the if I need extra. So this is how I do it. I just go up near the sulcular area, stay in the sulcus, staying on low, and then getting some more material. Coming in again. There's some excess there. Again, slow rotation, pressure. You don't want to create any grooves. You just want to get polish. I think most of us are used to polishing acrylics on a lathe with pumice and some diamond paste. This really takes care of the polish. Does a good job. All right. Okay, now she's going to rinse that off now. And then the next thing I'm going to use while she's controlling that site, I'm just going to use a little bit of tin oxide. You can leave it wet. The tin oxide comes in a container. We just take a small amount out. You don't need a lot of it. It's going to turn everything white. But its main job, it's just polishing really to a fine level. No air. In fact, we'll just go ahead and start rinsing that off. I'll finish up with this case. This has been great. Dr. Jerry Cuomo with the Class 5 non-carious lesions. Yeah, functional today mostly. Just making sure that we cover the structural integrity of teeth, refortifying the neck region, adding longevity to these teeth, and preventing any issues from occurring. So there we go. There's your finished product. We'll take a close look at the polish and the detail. All right. Catch us on the next video. Thanks for watching today. It's all about dentistry. And don't forget to get a hold of me if you want to take the course. Take care. Have a great day. Great holidays. Bye-bye.